So today we are going to, hi guys, I think you are able to understand. Those who are available, please join quickly so we can start the session. Once you are available, please let me know in the chat like I'm here, or you can just type your name also. So basically today we are going to learn Springboot application, and using that Springboot application, we can easily create any softwares. Mainly today we are going to have web-based software in which we are going to use MVC pattern, clean architecture. The layers will be clean, like the domain, application, infrastructure, and the presentation. Everything will be different. Then we are going to use the theme leaf templating, so we can easily have the front end also. Apart from that, we are supposed to have this database interaction using JPA. Hibernate is pending from the topic to cover, but we can easily understand how to do it. So let's see how we can just understand different topics. If you are available, please write I'm available in the chat so I can understand how many participants are there, and based on that, I can simply start the session. Once you are available, please let me know quickly. I'm going to be mute for some time. If you are available, please let me know that you are available in the chat so we can start. Good morning. Uh, Till now, I'm having two participants. Great. Even for the queries, you can write in the chat whenever you like it. Like whatever queries you are having, you can just write over there. Good morning. So almost, as I can see, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 different participants are there. So let's begin. So today we are going to have a Spring Boot application, and for that, as you know, that we are supposed to open this starter. So Spring starter.io. So we need to initialize one new project. So we are going to select the new one, Java, and the Spring Boot snapshot is like version permanent version 4.015. Here you can change whatever the group name you want. Artifact, that is the project name which we are supposed to change. Am I audible? Okay, great. Uh, I hope you are able to see my screen, because as for me, I'm just seeing that notepad, but I'm on the Chrome browser. So let me just check what is the problem. That is working fine. Okay. So on the Chrome, we need to start the Spring initializer. Then instead of this, we are going to have student mgnt student management. Uh, we need jar file, properties file we need because we want to change something in the property. Java version, as per your Java version install, you can just select any of this. Then from the dependencies, we need web, first one. Second thing, we need to have the JPA. Then we need to have the H2 database, right? So small database things if you want, and fast in memory. So whenever we want to have the testing purpose, we can use this one. And later on, whenever you need, we are supposed to convert this one from H2 to your MySQL, Postgres, whatever the database you want to include into your own project. So simply we are going to have right now for this, and let's generate this one. It will give me one file simply. Okay, great. Here I'm going to put that particular sprint management. Great. Strike all. Strike. Maybe a little bit delay is there, but I hope you are student. Okay, what we created is student. Okay, so I forgot that, so that's why we are having problem over here. So let me just quickly again generate it. Let's quickly open this one with the VS Code. Wait. So once we are having the project, just enable this form and it will just include all the dependencies. You can reload the project to get all the packages. It will activate all the extensions. I think this is not that much visible, so let me just zoom it. So as I can see, we are facing some problem with the delay. That's okay. Once we get this form file, we are supposed to start. In my case, Java is activating the all the plugins and those kind of things. Meanwhile, we can just see the structure. So source, main, Java, and the event management application, which is your Springboot application, is available over here. And once the Java is activated, after that we are going to have here the run option, so we can easily run it. So I hope till now you don't have any problem. If you have any problem, you can let me know so we can just fix those problems. Okay, great. So let's continue on this. So we are having this particular uh, Spring Boot project. In that, we are supposed to implement MVC kind of architecture, and for that, the dependencies are already there. You can check the POM file. Still, the Java is working, so I'm not going to change anything like that. Do you want to enable the instance for this project? Enable this. Okay. So first we need to check whether the web is available or not. So for that, web is available with the MVC. Second thing, we are having the theme leaf. So again, the theme leaf. Okay, I think we missed that particular part, theme leaf. So for that, we are supposed to add from the POM file that dependency. Where is my theme leaf? For the theme leaf, we are supposed to add one more dependency. So let's do it. Simply in the dependencies, go there and we are going to add dependency. And in that we are having boot, and this one is your for theme leaf. Theme leaf is going to be represent the front end, so easily we can run the application and have all the structure. So easily we can do that particular front end part without writing much complex code, and this will be integrated by default. So after that, we can just check like S2 database is already there. Yes, JPA is also available. Good. One we have, yeah. One is a JPA here, and this one is a tasting purpose. So that is a taste only. This is actual MVC boot, and here we are having the tasting purpose that particular dependency, and that's why the scope is also taste. As you can see, the scope is test. That means that is only going to be there for testing purpose. And now back to this structure. So as you can see, we are having all this student Java com example student management, and then we are supposed to create some folders. Folder structure is going to be there easily. Like we are supposed to have this folder like domain. In that domain we are supposed to create again new folder, that is model. In that model folder we are supposed to have student, and in the student we are going to have, okay, so instead of simple file we are supposed to add new Java, so student dot Java. In this student dot Java, this is your simple uh, Pojo, or you can see the model. In that model we are going to use simply class, that is student. Then we are going to have the private string name, right? And as we are supposed to use database together, so instead of just writing only the names of column, we are supposed to add all the other kind of like annotations, so easily it will understand what is there. So we are supposed to have entity, that means this is one kind of entity, and that is going to be from Jakarta dot persistence. So this is the part of JPA, Java persistence, and using that we or Jakarta persistence. So entity, that means whatever object you are having, that is known as a entity, and based on that we are supposed to create the table, and in that table whatever name you want to provide. So let's say this is your student table, so we are going to create students name of the table which we want to create, right? So in this table, if that is not included imported, so just import it. So as we are having this one, and whenever we are having table we are supposed to have the id also. So let's say id again from the persistence at the rate generated value, and to generate the value of id is going to be automatic generation. So for that we are supposed to say the strategy is going to be generation generation type, somewhere that is the generated value. Okay, generation, I think some generation, yeah, generation type dot. So one is auto, then the identity, then the sequels, then we are having table UID, and those kind of things we can use. So I'm just going to choose here the identity, right? And after that we need to provide the actual field in which we are going to reference this one. So for that I'm going to say long id. Long id is required because not login, sorry, my mistake. So that is going to be long, right? And whenever I'm saying with the capital, that is going to be simple long id. This is a wrapper class which you can see, right? Whenever I'm saying with like long with the small l, so that is going to be data type, and whenever I'm saying with the capital L, that is going to be uh, using the wrapper class. Uh, if you uh, could you please let me know what screen you are right now able to see? It will be great to understand whether I'm having delay or something like that, so I can pause or I can just communicate in that way, because right now I'm not able to understand what which screen you are on. If you can comment, it will be great. Please guys, just let me know which screen you are able to see, whether you are able to see this student screen or something else, so I can understand the thing. Right now, as for me, I am on the student.java, where I'm discussing the part of Mojo and why we require this generated value and those kind of things. If you are also on the same screen, you are able to see it, please let me know in comment section. Hello, are you able to see this screen of student? If yes, just type the name of the screen. I'm just getting yes, sir. So if you can just type the name of string, it will be great. Okay. Meanwhile, let's continue because I'm not getting any response. So I think student screen. Great. Bhargav is saying like student screen is over there. Great. So now one field. I hope that entity is clear. Table is also clear. Now in this in any case of table we need the primary key, and for the primary key that the ID should be there. So ID is going to define that particular uniqueness of that particular field, and for that field we want to generate some value, and the state is going to be identity. So each and every time we are going to have the new value, and for that we are using what long id, and long is our wrapper class as we discussed. Now over here we are supposed to have at that column, because we want to create the column with the name, this particular name. If you want, you can apply here the name also, but right now the name, whatever name I want to have, that the column name, that should be the same. So I just want to add one more attribute, that is going to be nullable, and before that you need to include this particular column, right? So column is there, then we are going to have nullable. this is attribute, not there, sorry, mistake. Now label is going to be false. Likewise, I want the roll number of the student. So let's say private string roll number. It could be anything as per roll number, or you can have the integer also. But for now, I'm just taking that. Okay, so column I'm going to declare, and again null label is going to be false, and I want all the values of roll numbers that must be unique. So for that, I'm just saying true. Okay, so you can have multiple things. Private string, let's say email. These are the fields which we want to include into the model of student, and after that we are supposed to create the another model to store the result of particular student. And before that we need to have some constructors. So as you know, right click on that, go to your generate code. Where is that? Yeah, source code action. In that we are supposed to have the constructor, the default constructor we want to create first, and the default constructor is required because we want to perform the operations using JPA. So simply OK, it will create this one. Again go to this source section, and then again create the constructor, and this time I want to include each and everything. So simply click on this, and you are going to select it all the fours. Yeah, now OK. So I'm going to have this, I'm just hiding this particular part. So yeah, student, all these things are available. Now getter setters are required. So also again we are going to click on this source section, and then the getters and setters, this one, click on this, select all, because for all we want to create the getters and setters. So simply I am clicking and selecting all these four and just have it. Now apart from all this getter setters constructors, I want to also include some equals method. So getter setters, we are having two string, that's fine. What about equals? Okay, okay, suppose to okay, no, oh yeah, generate hash code and equals, yes, this is available. For this I'm going to say simple, so it is going to be okay. Okay, so I didn't select anyone, so it is not creating. And by the way, I just want to have for the particular object wise, so instead of that I'm just going to say override public boolean, then the equals this object o. You can write obj also, that's fine. So what we are supposed to is, we want to just check like this is going to be the object, both are same. So in that case, not zero, always I'm just typing the zero. This is going to be, because if we are calling and we are passing both the things like same object, I just want to check whether the objects are same or not. So for that we are just having some return is going to be true. In other case, as must return the type true. Boolean. So this is boolean, yes, but that is inside the if. That's why that is saying like it should return something. So again, if o equal null cell, let's say I am not providing anything, or we are having a method get class by which we are going to get the class, and is equal to o dot get class. If I'm writing only get class, I'm going to get the get class from the same thing. And in that case, if both are not same, whatever we are passing as a O object and whatever the current class, both are not same, in that case we are supposed to say return false. Or the other case is, let's say this is a student class, so student is equal to student and O. So this is nothing but, oh sorry, not zero. This is typecasting of your object into student, whatever object you are passing, and based on that we are just saying return objects is an inbuilt object equals is a method, and then we need to pass the two things, like one thing, let's say id, and second one is what, dot id. Both have the id things available, so simply I'm just going to say the id of current one and the id of the object which we pass, which we just converted into the student. We are just comparing both the things. If both are equal, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So if objects are same, that will return true. If objects having the same id, it will return true, because I just want to store the same data once only, and that's why the id is the primary key. So it's going to be uniquely identify that particular object. Now for the hash code, again override, because I'm overriding the basic functions, integer has code. So I want to get the hash code of this. So return objects are there dot has, and then the id. So here we are returning the hash code of current objects id. So easily we can check with the another one. So that will be easy to compare. I hope there is no problem. If you are getting any problem, if you are not able to understand something, let me know, so I can again repeat that particular part in this video model, and then we can continue. Everyone, please reply. I hope this is clear. If you are getting any error or something, please let me know. Okay, Bhavin is saying everything is clear. I think Bhavin, my voice is also clear. Bhavin is also saying same thing, like clear. This is okay. Great. Now, uh, in between, if you feel any particular topic is not clear, you can just type into chat. Uh, you know, after a few minutes or few seconds, I'm checking that chat. So if you're having any question, you can just write over there, because this is not two-way communication. We are doing like on the Google Meet or something. So you can just write down whatever your queries, and I will try to fix those things. So now we need to create another model, which is the student result, because we want to create this student result system. To simply create student result dot java. Again we'll do have the same use cases for what we had earlier. So this is going to be again entity, then this is going to be your table, and the table name we need to provide. If you're not going to provide the table name, it will create the table name as per the class name, but we want to include like underscore and those kind of things, so that's why we are saying student underscore results. Okay. Now here we are again going to create the id. Okay, generated value, this one, and then the again the strategy which we are supposed to use. Strategy is going to be generation type dot, okay, twice I'm having the equal to, so I need to just generation type dot, what is the problem? Strategy, okay, generation type, identity. Wait. These are the things annotations we are using because we want to create the table structure from this particular model itself, and we can easily store the data into S2, into MySQL, into Postgres. We don't need to create the tables manually, and for that purpose we are using JPA or Hibernate, you can say, right? So these are the that particular part. Now we are going to have private again long id. By mistake I'm doing the typos. Long, लिखने कुछ जाओ लिखा कुछ जा रहा है, wait, generation type, that is included. Now second thing what I need is this particular result is for particular student, so student, right, for whom this particular result is student, and we are supposed to have this particular column, but this column is going to be my joining column because this is my foreign key which we want to include. So I'm going to have first thing is many to 1, and then we are going to have join column, and this is your join column name is going to be student id. So multiple results could be there for the particular student, so I'm just saying simple student id, that is going to be nullable false. So in this particular table of the student result, you are going to get one column that is going to be student ID, by which we are going to join with the student, and that's why we are simply providing here that kind of joining column structure. By this particular column, I want to get the student data, and many things are related to that particular thing. So many to one, that is the cardinality or the mapping cardinality, I can say simply, right? So after that we are having other things like private string subject, let's say, column nullable is equal to false, nullable. Okay, so column clearly not important, so that import it quickly. Then we need to have the private integer marks. In particular subject, what is a mark? So column nullable is equal to false. I need that data, so that is going to be right click, source action, constructor, because I'm going to use JPA, so I need to have the default constructor also. So this is a one constructor. Another one we need to have this in again source action. We are going to have the constructor, and then we are just simply saying okay, great. Constructors are done. After that we need all the getter setters. So simply again source action, getters and setters for all, yes, simply do the OK. So you are going to get all the getter setters, and also we need the equals as well as has code. So simply I'm going to copy this particular part. I will change it little bit because instead of student we need to have student result. Copy, paste, and instead of student we are going to say student result, res student result, and here res result. Okay, great. So everything is available. I hope, yeah, this also model is done. Now, apart from this modeling, we need to create the settings, and for that, simply, okay, first check what is there. Yeah. I hope બધાને સમજાય છે. ત્યાં જ્યાં ન સમજાય તમે અહીંયા કહી શકો છો. In case કોઈ પણ ડાઉટ હોય તો જણાવી શકો છો. So we can again try to explain and understand the whatever basics are going on. એક સિમ્પલ વસ્તુ એ થઈ છે આપણે કે આપણે હાઇબરનેટો બી સુધી ભણ્યા નથી, જેપીએ નો થોડો ખ્યાલ છે નહીં, અને ડાયરેક્ટલી આપણે આની અંદર હાઇબરનેટ કે જેપીએ નો યુઝ કર્યું છે. બટ સ્પ્રિંગ બૂટમાં આખો પ્રોજેક્ટ કરવો હોય તો ડેટાબેઝ માટે આપણે એ વસ્તુ જોશે. એટલા માટે બેઝિક્સ તમને ક્લિયર કરાવતો જાઉં છું. બટ ઇફ અગેન યુ હેવ એની પ્રોબ્લેમ પ્લીઝ લેટ મી નો. કોઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ હોય તો જણાવી શકો છો, જેથી એ વસ્તુ ઇઝીલી વેલી તકે આપણે સમજાવી શકીએ. If you have anything, please let me know. Do you have any problem, guys? છેલ્લે yes sir છે, so I'm not able to cover like yes sir is for whether you are able to understand or not. જે વસ્તુ ન સમજાય તમે પૂછી શકો છો. યશ, ઈશા, નિખિલ, ભાવિન, મીત. Okay, so we are supposed to have the setting, and for that we are having application dot properties. Just open that application dot properties, so we can simply change that particular application. Initially we are having this application name, source, then we are having two main folder. In that we are having this Java folder and the resource folder. Open the resource folder, we are going to have application dot properties. Open that, and in that application dot properties we are supposed to add some, let's say, spring dot data source dot url is equal to, as we are using the h2, so we are going to say small jdbc colon h2, which is going to be in memory, which is going to be test db. Instead of test db you can write the student DB, student result DB, whatever you like, that's up to you. So that is the URL by which we are going to call this particular uh, database. Then we are supposed to have spring dot data source dot driver class name, or I can also write like this: org dot h2 dot driver. Spring dot data source 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 dot uses. So let's say essay, and then spring dot data source dot password. So I don't have any password. I don't know for any password, so that's empty. Now for these are for H2 database configuration, all these particular parameters. Then after we need to have some JPA configuration, and for that we are supposed to have spring dot jpa dot hibernate dot DLL auto. So whatever your DLL commands, that is going to be auto, right? So we are going to say auto, and we are going to say update, right? So data definition language, right? That is your DLL. So whenever we are creating something, for that DLL is going to be simply update. But in case of production, we are not supposed to put as a update. It should be in case of like, if you are going to put the update, what will happen is whenever you are having small changes, it is going to update your DLL, and maybe due to that update, your application is going to become unstable. So it is better to ignore that update, right? So you just need to remove that part, and then we are supposed to have again Springboot spring dot jpa uh, dot show dot SQL. So whenever that is going to run the SQL, I want to see it. So that's why true. And whenever I want to see it, I want to add one more thing. So we can understand the queries. So jpa dot properties dot hibernate dot format. So this will format. I think there is a problem. This unknown property. Okay. Yeah. Dash is there. Great. So formatting the query will easy to understand, easy to view it. For that purpose, we are doing it. That is the JPA part. Then to have the console, to access this H2, we are going to say console enabled, and that is going to be true. So easily you can access this via console, right? And as we are supposed to use theme leaf, so some setting for the theme leaf, as we are doing the setting for all the things, so we are going to have that thing type, sorry, theme leaf, yes, theme leaf prefix, not mode. Theme leaf. First thing is caching. I am just going to say false, so it is not going to cache the values. Otherwise, what will happen? I am going to get the previous values based on the cache. It is not going to retrieve the next updated one. So for that purpose, we are going to say like cache is going to be false. Then we are having spring again dot. I think something is missing. Yes. Theme list dot prefix, and that is going to be class path colon double slash is in a template. I'm going to put everything, so that's why I'm just simply provides the path by which I'm going to access this particular theme list. So this is all about the designing part, the configuration part. Now we are supposed to create the infrastructure layer. Till now we were in the only like models were created, domains created, right? That domain we have these two models. Now we are supposed to create the infrastructure, and for the infrastructures, simply we are infrastructure, that means that is going to be the base by which we are going to perform our queries. So simply we are supposed to have repositories actually. In that case, sprint management, add folder, infrastructure. Okay. Then in the infrastructure, I want again one folder, that is persistence, persistence, and the repository. So why we are getting all these folders, persistence, repositories. So easily we can manage our data. Otherwise, we can put everything on a same folder, same file, but that is not a proper approach to get your project done. And in case of very large project, we are not able to handle all the things together. For that, we are having here the student repository, yes, dot Java. In this, we need to create the repository, and for that repository, simply uh, that is going to be my simple Java file, and in that case, we are supposed to write like interface. This is going to extends JPA repository, and here we are going to pass the type. So this is for the student repository, so I'm going to write here the name of that class, comma, the data type of your primary key. So the data type of your primary key is long, as you can see. Here we are having student class, and the ID is having the long as a data type, so we are supposed to provide that thing. If we want to simply have some methods, we can simply do that, but right now whatever the basic methods, code operations are going to be there, and using for that particular code operation we are not going to add anything else. Likewise, we want to create another one, that is going to be new file, student student result repository dot again interface, yes, wait, this is going to be same again, extends JPA repository, student repository, comma, long, right? Great. So whatever the basic setup is done, now if we want to get the result for based on the student ID, we need to include that particular method. Otherwise, by default, things are going to be there. So all the results of particular student, so that is going to be list of results. So student result will be there. Then we are so going to say find by student ID. The name. Okay, I think I'm okay. By mistake, I just write the repository. That should be result. That's why I'll just check why the problem is there. Okay. When result done. When result done. Here we are having lists from the Java util list. Great. Here we are supposed to pass the ID long and then the student ID. I is I think capital yes. ID. From where I'm going to get this value, so that is the student result. Yes. In that we are having one particular one like where is it? Yeah, student ID, the name of column. So based on that name, we are going to provide here the student ID, and based on that same way, we are supposed to have this find by student ID. If you are having another name over here, so you need to just provide that particular name, and based on that, you are going to get that value. I hope that is clear. If that is clear, please let me know in the chat if you are having any doubt. Guys, could you please again let me know? I hope that is clear. Still, if you are having any doubt, please let me know. કોઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ હોય ન સમજાય તો પૂછી શકો છો. અદરવાઇઝ થોડુંક આગળ ચાલીએ આપણે. આપણે અહીંયા સ્ટુડન્ટ રિપોઝિટરી લીધું છે. સેમ વે લાઇકવાઇઝ વી આર હેવિંગ સ્ટુડન્ટ રિઝલ્ટ રિપોઝિટરી. આ શું કામ લીધું છે કે ક્રોડ ઓપરેશન આપણે લખવા ન પડે, ઓટોમેટિક આમાંથી બધી વસ્તુ હેન્ડલિંગ થશે. આપણે બધી વસ્તુ જે છે હાઇબરનેટમાં કરીએ છીએ. હાઇબરનેટ ઇઝ there. The framework is available to perform all the database operation on behalf of you. You don't need to write each and every queries and those kind of thing. Uh, we will arrange one session, but not on live because live મારી પાસે કોઈ તમારો response આવતો નથી. So what we can do is we will have the session on the Google Meet, so I can get the responses properly. બધાને ક્લિયર છે વસ્તુઓ? જો અવેલેબલ બધા હોય તો. Because right now, as per my this dashboard analytics, it is saying like one current viewers are 8, now 7. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Bhargav, yes, sir. Okay. સમજાય તો yes sir કહેવાનું છે, ન સમજાય તો ના પાડી શકો છો. પછી એવું થશે કે રન નહીં થાય તો વધારે મજા આવશે. Okay, but anyway, that's great. People, you are responding something really great. Now, after this, the repository part, we are supposed to have the application layer where we are supposed to write the business logic, or I can say services. Node already આપણે ભણી ગયા છીએ. નોડમાં આપણે સર્વિસીસ બનાવીએ છીએ, તો એ સર્વિસીસ હવે લખશું અને પછી આપણે લખશું કંટ્રોલર. અને કંટ્રોલર લખાઈ જાય પછી આપણે we are supposed to have this particular theme list as a front end. So simply let's create the another folder inside this student management. સ્ટુડન્ટ મેનેજમેન્ટમાં બધી વસ્તુ બનાવવાનું છે એટલે ખાસ ફોલ્ડર જોજો ક્યાં બનાવો છો. So folder, in that folder we are supposed to have application. For this application we are having services. Okay, so service is there. Okay, in this service folder we are going to create the service of the student. So new student, student, student service dot java. So once we are here, we are supposed to write that logic, and that is going to be my simple student class service. Good. આ સર્વિસ છે તો આ ડિફાઇન કરવાનું @service. So you can easily understand that particular thing is what Spring framework ને ખબર પડશે કે આ તમારું સર્વિસ છે એટલે સર્વિસ તમને આપશે. So now what we are supposed to have is private final. That means I don't want to inherit this thing into my child class whenever I'm going to create it. So right now we are having student. Already we are having student repository. So that particular part we are going to get over here. Student repository. Uh, from the infrastructure. Yes. So that is going to be from this one. Right. This one. Yes. Great. And the name of it. Student repository. Good. So to perform all the operations like code operations, we need this particular repository because we just created this repository. So easily we can access all the code operation of it. So for that we just created the blank. Okay, great. That's fine. No issue. Now what we're supposed to have is આપણે એવું કહે છે કે field જે છે it may not have been initialized હવે કરશું, so don't worry. We are supposed to have the methods now. So public, I want all the list of students, so simply student is going to be type of that particular list, then all student, or you can say page student, whatever you like. So I'm having get student, so this is giving me the problem. Import it. Not like this. What is the problem? अच्छा पहले आने फिक्स करिए आपने लिस्ट થઈ ગયું. હવે આપશે આપણને yes, this is going to be model. Now it is saying that must return something. So for that purpose we are going to say return student repository dot find all. Find all is a method available inside this particular JPA, right? So basic code operation methods are available, so you can simply just call those methods, even not we are defining here. So whatever the JPA repository that is having that kind of methods, so simply like save and flush, save all and flush. Just we had like find all, yes, this is there. Then if you want in a sorting order, the methods are there. Get by ID, get one specific, delete all, delete specific, delete in batch. All those kind of methods are available in this particular interface. So simply I can call it and it will give me that particular value. Now another method I want to save the data of student. So public student method is going to be the gradient type is student, because once I save the student, I want to get whatever the student information. And here we are supposed to pass student. Again, I did some typo over here. Came on page. Return student repository the one dot save. Right. Now the next one is I have to get particular student by ID. And these are the basic methods what we are supposed to have. Student get student by ID. Then we are going to have long ID because the data type of that ID is going to be long, so that's why long return student repository dot find by ID dot. In case if that is not we are getting, in that case we need to throw the error or else throw. And here we are supposed to say this one, not arrow function only simple. This is a pointing out and run time exception, yes. And in that runtime exception, I want to say student not found. If student is not available, then in that case we are simply saying student problem. I hope this there is no problem. Mm, okay, got it. Great requires arguments. This is method of line box. Yeah, public right click source action constructors with this. Okay. Now as you can see the error is gone. We just have the service as per need, so it will just solve our problem. Now another service we need to create for the result because I want to get the result. Simply create the student result service dot java. Here also we are going to have the class. Right. The class is going to be result service, student result service, whatever you want. And then we are having this one as a service. Okay, import it. Next thing is private final student result repository result repository. આખું લખે તો બહુ લાંબુ થઈ જશે. So that's why I'm just having it short and sweet. Right click, source action, constructor. Along with this, okay, this is done. Then after we want to save the results, we want to get all the results. So for that we need to create some methods. Public print result, save result is a method name. Student result આપણે save કરવું છે. So again student result આપણે inclusion બાકી છે. So let's do it. Okay, student result is going to be there, and then we are going to have return result repository dot save and just pass the result. Okay, now apart from this we need to have the list of result for particular student. So public list student nt result, get result by student, long, and then we have student. This should be in small case. STUDE and the student ID. List is there, so we need to list. Sometimes I forgot to include, but that's fine. Result repository dot. We need to call this function which we just created. Like this is in student repository. Where is that? We created one function over there, so we just need to have find by student IDs. This one. Student ID. If you want to calculate the percentage, we can do that again with the grades. We will do that the later one, but right now the student result is okay. After this, we need to have the controllers, right? So in the controllers, we just need to have the presentation part where we are supposed to add the updated things in the controller. Current yes. In that is new folder. Folders yes. Presentation controller and this simply one file controller, new file, Java. That is going to be the class. Yes, controller is a class હશે. આની પહેલા આપણે જે APIs બનાવ્યા છે ત્યારે આપણે REST control લખેલું છે, but this time I just need the controller, so easily that can be bind with whatever your services and the front end both. જો તમે સીવી યુઝ કરવાના છે તો આપણે અહીંયા કંટ્રોલ લખવાનું, REST કંટ્રોલ લખવાનું નથી. ખાલી API બનાવતા હોય ત્યારે at that time we are supposed to add here the REST controller. So private final student service student સર્વિસ માટેનું આપણે લીધું છે પછી આપણે લેવાનું છે પ્રાઇવેટ ફાઇનલ રિઝલ્ટ સ્ટુડન્ટ રિઝલ્ટ સર્વિસ સ્ટુડન્ટ રિઝલ્ટ સર્વિસ રિઝલ્ટ સર્વિસ okay, and then I need the constructor to have all this source section constructor both. Okay, great. Now we are going to create the APIs kind of thing, the methods. મેથડમાં સૌથી પહેલું આપણે આખા સ્ટુડન્ટ બધા જોઈએ છે. So at gate mapping path is going to be slash only. Okay, method name is going to be, let's say, home page. What we need is, instead of this, we want to provide the model, and model will take all the data along with it. So simply model, and here we need to write this model dot add attribute. Only one attribute I want, attribute add attribute. Yes, so first thing is the name of the variable in which you want to pass the data, students, and the model which you want to pass over here. So that is student service dot get all students. Great, one extra counts is there, and then we are just going to say return index, the name of the file which we want to open whenever we are going to call this particular method. So that is what index. So by this we are going to get a list of everything. So instead of creating all the methods together, what I'm supposed to is, let's have this GUI so easily we can understand, and later on we are going to map all those things one by one. So simply we are going to create this first method, or say first index dot html. This is going to be very simple, right? So simply, not this one. Now go to your first, close this one, go to your resource. In the resource we are having the template. Open the template because we don't have right now anything. So over there we are going to create new folder. Folder is layout, and in that layout we are going to create new file, that is base.html. Yes, we are going to create the HTML, and from that HTML, that particular templates that will be replaced and give us the output. So for that purpose, simply this is your simple code to get basic of your HTML. We are having this one, so basic HTML is there. I'm just simply going to change this to the student result management. Then, as we want to use the bootstrap, I'm going to put here that particular link for the CSS of bootstrap. And then as for the bootstrap, I want to have new bar. So new class is going to be new bar expand large new bar dot form bg, whatever button that background is going to be primary color. Okay, in between I want div, again class is going to be container a dot new bar brand. And for the href, actually we want to use theme leaf, so instead of this we are going to use here th theme leaf href, and in that case we are supposed to write here at the rate and then the curly brackets slash student students, students, and in between here we are supposed to write students. Instead of having simple HTML, we are using ThemeLeaf. ThemeLeaf will call this particular URL, and that on that particular path, we are going to display all the students. So that's why we are writing here slash students. So whenever you are going to call this slash students, so it will call this particular controller, right, student controller, and from that we are going to get this particular method. Okay, great. So where we were base.html. Same way, if you want to just have the home page, so let me just copy. mm, Instead of this, I just want to simply have this one, and here we are going to have home. Okay, div में मुकी actually I want also like a dot new અડવા બે ઓપ્શન છે એટલા માટે આપણે બેની જગ્યા મૂકી દઈએ ગ્રુપ કરીને and that is going to be my main part, that is result management. Instead of this I'm again going to have th href new bar તો લખી નાખ્યું છે આપણે href લખ્યું છે @ and that is going to be slash. Inside this we are going to have division, paste it. Great. And after this new bar, simply I'm going to have div dot container dot empty code. This th, I want to get one block, so th block. This is from the theme leaf, so th, I want to insert some result or some content over here, so that's why we are saying th insert is equal to what we want to insert some content, so tilde sign comma double scope and the content. The content તમે પાસ કરશો એ વસ્તુને ડિસ્પ્લે થશે. Next thing, we want the index file, so that should be inside this, simply index.html, and that is going to be again like this one. Okay. And this is purely theme leaf, so we are supposed to write. Okay, આની પહેલામાં હું ભૂલી ગયો છું XML, કારણ કે ભાઈ theme leaf otherwise listening it, and then colon th http colon double slash. Another thing is I want to just remove this part. We just created this base, so this is your template, and I want to include that template over here. So for that, ph replace is going to be until layout slash base dot html content, and here we are supposed to write that block. कोड तुमने मरी जैसे, सो डोंट वरी, मैं कोड शेयर कर देगी तुम्हारे साथ में. Large, then manage students. Now we are supposed to run this. So simply go to your main Java, then this, and click on the run. This is working on this. Okay, what I can say is હા તીર્થભાઈ આપણે અહીંયા મૂકી દઈશું યુટ્યુબ ઉપર. આવું તમે આઈ થિંક કહેવા માંગો છો. રેકોર્ડિંગ જે પણ હશે આપણે એને પબ્લિકલી અવેલેબલ રાખશું. તો whenever you want again you can just go through it. I hope everyone is available almost. Guys, are you there? Yes, sir, we are there. Once debugging mode, run it. Okay, so now run is enabled, so I'm just trying to run it. Okay, great. Let's see the output. Cross fingers. Okay. As you can see, Hibernate ORM core version is this. Strand management is working and the persistence there. GPA class transformation is going. Starting this. Okay. These are the queries we are having. JDBC connections we are having URL, then the driver, dialect, version, the catalog is available in HTTP publicly available. Auto commit mode is right now not set, and the isolation level is read commit. Right. Page size is 100. This is what caching we are having. In case of GPU, we are having two types of different caching. It is creating the table for you, the experiment result, which is going to be this one, as well as this is going to be the foreign key, right? The primary key is there, have an experiment. Yeah. So everything, alter the table if exists, stop, great. We are altering the table. Now, as you can see, the things are working, right? So to get it, we are supposed to run this on the browser, localhost, call on 8080. Okay, I think I missed some part. Let me just check quickly. Control. Passport, source template, with calls. Templates, yes, index.html. It is calling this index.html, but due to some problem, it is not able to give me that back. Just give me 1 minute so I can fix it. પોર્ટ રિઝર્વ થઈ જાય છે એના માટે ઓલરેડી જો અહીંયા આપણે કરેલું છે તો પોર્ટ ઓલરેડી તમારે ક્યાંક યુઝમાં હોય એટલા માટે તમને ફેલ થઈ છે સિમ્પલ તમારે વસ્તુ કરવાની એવી રહેશે કે તમારું એ પોર્ટને ઇનેબલ કરાવવું પડશે બીજી જગ્યાથી બંધ કરાવવું પડશે જેટલી અહીંયા તમે જોઈ શકો છો જેટલી પણ હશે એમાંથી તમારી પોર્ટ નંબરને બંધ કરી શકો છો ઓર યુ કેન ઓલ્સો ચેન્જ ધ પોર્ટ અહીંયા તમારો જે પ્રોપર્ટીઝ છે એમાં જઈ લખવાનું તમારા સર્વર ડોટ પોર્ટ અહીંયા તમારે જે પોર્ટ નંબર લખવો તમે તેમાં લખી શકો છો ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ લેટ સે 3000 4000 5000 whatever you want to write right મારા માટે તો એ વસ્તુ ચાલે છે એટલે હું તમને બીજું લખીશ નહીં okay this I think I give you answer so meanwhile let me just quickly fix this Uh, okay, so I think there is some problem. So what we can do is we can just open another project, almost same kind of thing. Let me just first try to run this, and if this will work, we are going to understand quickly the basics of it. Uh, Hello guys, are you there? Hello. Yes. Okay. If it was like, okay, great. The problem right now is with my system. I'm having only few MBs left in the C drive. So that's why I'm not able to resolve quickly all these things. Still, let me just try quickly. Yeah. So this is simply another project. I just quickly describe you because in that project we are having some problem. So what we can do is simply let's have bean that is your model. In this also we are having the student. So these are the already we describe like if that is going to be blank, what should be the message. This is the addition part. Otherwise, column already discussed. Phone numbers and those kind of thing. Mapping will be discussed in Hibernate again. So don't worry about that. This is your default constructor. This is a constructor with all the attributes. Getter setters are there. Then likewise, we are having repository also over here. So repositories instead of JPA repository, we are having the code repository to perform the code operation. I hope my screens are visible. Hello, if my screens are visible, please let me know which screen you are able to see. Tirth, Bhargav. Okay. Bhavin, which screen we are you are able to see? Yeah, student repository or student controller, is it which one? Nikhil. Okay, as you can see now we are able to see the proper screens. What I'm talking about right now, I'm having a different view. So just pay attention quickly. So what we are having is a student. That particular student, we are having this particular Pojo. Pojo is a plain old Java object in which we are having all the attributes. And here the only the strategy is different. Otherwise, everything is same. Apart from that, we also had like not blank to validate that particular field. So if that is not working, so we are supposed to get this particular message. The name is required and the email is required, something like that. And for that, we are using the validation constraint, and that is what not blank. Now after that, we are having the repository, which is going to be like simple code repository, right? So instead of JPA, you can also use the code repository if you simply want to perform the code operation. And then instead of having the service layer, simply we are having a controller layer. So which is going to be different things like student controller is here. We are having auto add, that means automatically you need to select based on whatever repository you are providing, and based on the call you are going to select it. So this is your inversion of control, right? Here we are going to say list. So whenever we are having students list, we are going to display the index. Then we are having sign up page. We are having the like add page to add the student, and sign up form to register the students, and then we are having the delete with the ID, and those kind of operations are already mentioned. So let's have the UI part. On the UI part, simply we are getting something like this, and to get this particular output, like add student, no student yet because the student is not available initially, so we are supposed to have that particular student list, and for that we are having two files. Number one is index.html, and number two is my add student.html. Both are the theme lift things. In the index.html we are having single index apart from this xml, and we are using the bootstrap, so bootstrap css, bootstrap gs we are using. In that we are simply saying this particular link for the sign up at the student, and if we don't have any students available, we are simply saying no student yet. Otherwise, if the data is available, in the case we are having the use cases, a switch case, you can say simply. In the switch we are having different option. One number option case is null, otherwise we are having something is available, then we are going to create a table, and for the table we are having I think I'm audible. Yes, great. So in that we are having t head. The t head we are having all the fields. After that, for the body part, we are going to iterate through all the students, and for that we are just taking one student out of that list. Whatever we are sending back to this, as you can see, first one we are saying students, which we are accessing over there, and for that we are having find all to get all the students, right? In the index we are saying the students, all the students, taking one by one, and that's why we are having each. This is your for each, and then we are having the text fields, so text, name, email, and phone number. So to edit and to provide the delete functionality, we are having the href available. Let me just hide this one. Yeah, so we are providing two buttons in a particular table. Right now we don't have data, so for that to add the data, we are actually calling this particular sign up page, which is your add student. So simply let's go to the add student quickly. So this is the form which we are having. So by default we are going to have the action, that is the students list add, which is in a controller. You are going to get simply that controller add, right? So we are going to add that particular thing, and we are validating that particular student, as well as we are going to say like this result. Whenever we are having sign up, only that particular form will be open, and after that, once you have the submit button with the post request, we are going to add that particular student, and we are again redirecting the list. So for that, simply let's perform the operation add student. So once you click this, you are going to have the sign up page, as you can see over here, right? Here let's say name Rohit a@a.com, and the phone number 123456789 So once you click this add button, simply you are going to get the call on this. Till now we are having output of this one, right? So once you click on the add, so as per the form says, like on the action we are going to call this one add, and to get all the data and put into the particular database. So for that purpose, if we don't have any problem, so we are just going to add that particular thing. Otherwise we are going to redact with the list. So simply add student. As you can see, we are going to get this particular add student working. So in this case, for the index, we are getting a name, email address, phone number, edit, and delete button. Once again, you are going to click on this particular edit. So we are getting the problem because we don't have the edit right now, right? If you want to have the delete, you can delete it because that particular functionality is already written. Again, you can add it. Let's say Raj email address r dot com. Phone number 3456789. Then add student um, r@a.com 46789. Add student, so you can just perform insert, update, delete. Only the edit part is pending on this particular application. Delete is already done. So I will share this source code with you quickly. Let me just do it. So please check that repo. For today's session, I think that is it. And later on, we are going to again discuss sometime like hibernate and the remaining part of that particular result management. Meanwhile, just go through this If you're having any error or any problem, let me know on the lecture. Right? Any doubts, guys? Hello, are you there? So you can use this repo and run it, try it. Whatever the problems we are going to face, we will discuss in lecture tomorrow. Sorry, day after tomorrow. Right, today is Saturday. I forgot it. So thank you for here and whatever doubts you are going to have regarding this project, plus which type of project you are supposed to submit in a AJ, we will discuss that also in lecture. So for now, thank you guys, everyone. Thank you.